Yeah, so what I will be cooking today is called Oma onder die Komberse. Those people who don't understand Afrikaans, what the dish is all about is a meatball which is covered in cabbage. The cabbage is covering the meatball. Why they call it Oma? Oma is a granny. So, grannies are always cold and they need to be tucked away. So we tuck the meatball around the cabbage. So we cover her with a blanket. So that is a dish which I will be making today. So the ingredients which you will be needing is onions, your spices, fish oil, lamb pieces, just for the flavor. It's just for the flavor. You can also replace it. You have options. You can replace it either with soup bones. You can use about 2 or 3 soup bones. And I will prefer actually soup bones, but it cooks actually longer. So that's why I didn't want to use it. But soup bones is very nice for this dish. And then we also have eggs, which we're going to use for the meatballs. The spices are there. Here are your mince. It's just a ½ kilo mince, and then cabbage. And then also the green pepper. And you also need garlic. I've already prepared some of my ingredients. This is the cabbage, which I just leave. It's all leaves. I didn't cut it up because this is where the meatball will be wrapped in. So you only cook it halfway through so that it can be flexible. So when you do wrap it around the meatball, it won't break. I've already chopped majority of my onions. So now I just need to chop another half, and then I will be adding it to the pot. And as I'm chopping, I just move my fingers backwards, and I let the side of the knife feel against my fingers. Then I know how far I need to go. So then I just feel if everything has been chopped, and I know I can add it to my pot. What I do, I just go along the side of the stove, feel where my pot is with my knife, and put my board onto the pot, feeling it's inside the pot. Now I know I won't be messing. Just spread it evenly in the pot. Now you have to braise it until it's nice and brown. Then you move on to your green pepper. You slice your green pepper, and then afterwards you chop it evenly. Add this with your onions. So you're done. Start cleaning your garlic. About 3 nice big cloves. I'll wash it off. Just rinse it a bit. This you can either grate or you can chop it, which I prefer doing to chop. Chop it nice and fine. I just gather it together, and then I will also add this to my onions and green pepper. was nice and brown. And then I added my meat and I added some water so that the meat can simmer through and become tender. Once your meat is nice and tender, halfway tender, then you add your chopped cabbage and your potatoes to the pot. And once that is nice and halfway through, then you can add your the meatballs and the cabbage, which I am busy preparing now. I'll be grating one onion, and when this onion is done, I'll be grating also a green pepper and garlic. But the garlic I will be grating on the finer side of the grater because it has to be more fine. I want to taste chunks of garlic in your meatballs. Once you've completed grating your onions, green pepper, and garlic, you can add your steak mince to it. Now be adding breadcrumbs, which is a cup of breadcrumbs. And then you also add 2 eggs just to bind it together. We have our jars here with all our spices in, and we have labeled them in large print, and it's also labeled in Braille. So the Braille is written here on top, which is easier for us to identify. And now we're adding some salt. You just make sure it is salt. Yes, it is. I'll be adding a teaspoon of salt, pepper. You can either use black pepper, you have the option black pepper or white pepper, but I'll be using white pepper. Don't know how strong your pepper is. Don't know, you just make sure that you don't put too much in. You can add either a half a spoon, teaspoon, or 3/4 or a spoonful. All depends on how strong you like your meatballs. I got my dry parsley. I'll be adding 2 teaspoons. And then you have an option to add any other ingredients which you do want to. I'll be adding just a bit of meat masala, just for the taste.